Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio in partnership with E360 TV. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK, and I'm your host today for Talking Heads. I am going to share with you a special lesson to help us learn the art of balanced communications and how we can actually be present in our conversations. So my area of expertise is helping people learn how to listen at an elevated level. I have courses, I have books, I have workshops, I have extensive experience after conducting approximately 5,000 interviews here, either producing or hosting. So let's get into it. We're going to learn how to listen well and learn more. First, I want to mention that I will be referring to our new book, Mastering the Power of Elevated Listening, Solutions for Deeper Connections, Better Relationships, and More Authentic Conversations. This is available right now over on Amazon and also on our websites, usaglobaltv.com and drjacalyn.com. So today we're going to talk about being present in a conversation. And we're going to take a look at a role play also to give us some ideas. I feel that role plays really shed some light on our behavior patterns. And when we can watch what someone else is doing, then maybe we can see ourselves in it, or we can see what we can take away to be better and more present. So if you're interested, you can take our courses and become an elevated listener on USA Global TV and Radio. That means you will be a team member. Okay, I'm going to be referring again to this book, page 53. Let's go right to it. And here it is. It's chapter 6. Listening without stealing the stage, cultivating genuine presence in conversations. So today, what we're talking about is when you are in a conversation with someone and you're sharing something really important to you, and the other person, whether it's immediate, whether it's intentional, whether it's involuntary, they decide to one-up you with something that they've done that they feel is more significant, it's better, it's worth hearing about, and you don't get a chance to share what you wanted to share. Why is it that we do this? Well, there's a number of reasons. Part of the reason is that we feel the need to be heard. We feel that our story is more important, or maybe we're just not interested in what the other person has to say. There's a number of reasons. So we're not going to dwell on what the reasons are today. We're going to dwell on how can we learn to listen without that desire to steal the stage. So one thing we've shared in other episodes is that when we become highly emotional, we stop listening. And our emotions dictate our behavior. So let's just say something happened to you today. You're extremely excited about it. You want to share about it and tell other people about it. Regardless of what's going on with the other person, you're just so excited about this news that you burst into the room, or you come home and you just say to your significant other, your roommate, your family member, whomever it might be, "This just happened to me. I'm so excited." And you don't get the response that you'd like to get. Could possibly be because the other person wasn't available mentally, emotionally, physically to hear your news. So now you're disappointed that you didn't get the feedback that you wanted to get. So we educate you here on this platform and on Talking Hens, specifically my episodes, of how you can learn to share your story and get the response that you'd like to get. We're so used to being highly emotional and just sharing whatever it is whenever we want to share, because what we have to say is so important. Everyone should stop what they're doing and just listen to what we have to say. Let's take a look at a role play that really demonstrates what I call stage hogging. Now, again, this is a role play. These are professional actors who are acting out a scene that I directed them in. So let's take a look and then we'll have a conversation.
Hey girl! Hey Carrie! I have to tell you about something.
Tell me.
Max and I are going to Paris and we're booking
way.
a flight next week on Friday. I'm so excited, oh my god. And then we're going to
Oh my god, so remember when we went to Paris last month? It was so beautiful. Oh my god, it was so cool. And we saw the Eiffel Tower sparkle. It was gorgeous. And remember, Fred proposed to me. See the ring? Oh, it was so amazing.
Yes,
And I actually wanted to tell you. I actually wanted to tell you the story earlier, but you know, I never got to see you. Now that you're mentioning Paris, it's perfect. It's a perfect time to tell you that I'm getting married.
Yes,
It's
that's
amazing.
great.
And he proposed to me right on the Eiffel Tower. It was so romantic. And he hired a violin player. And it was, you know, I'm tearing up when I just think about it. We were over the roofs of Paris, and then there he was, and he fell to his knees and put out the ring, and it was, oh my god, it was the most beautiful.
Wow, how about that? So that role play, one person started off talking about the fact that she just got engaged and how excited she was. She came into the room, she went up to her friend, I've got this amazing news, which would be amazing, right? You just got engaged, you're all excited. And what happened? Her friend immediately stole the conversation and said, remember when I went to Paris and I got engaged? By the way, look at the ring, and I didn't get a chance to tell you, but now we're getting married. So the first person didn't even get to finish her story. The other person made it about her and then decided, okay, you just got engaged, I'm getting married. So how do you think the first person felt? Probably not too good, probably like she wasn't heard. And yet these types of things happen all the time. And if you're the one who's doing it, or if it's been done to you, think to yourself, what is behind this? What's behind the one person interrupting and then stealing the stage? I want to take a look at the role play again, and we're just going to watch up until the part where the first actress shares what she shares, and then the other actress steps in.
Hey girl! Hey Carrie! I have to tell you about something.
Tell me.
Max and I are going to Paris and we're booking a
way.
flight next week on Friday. I'm so excited, oh my god.
Okay, so we see how excited she is. Now, what do we notice? She comes into the room. She doesn't say, hi, do you have a few minutes? I want to tell you something. She just barges into the room. And of course, because she's so excited. And again, this is what we do. We're highly emotional. We can't wait to share this information. Does she get the response that she was looking for? Absolutely not. She doesn't get any sense of value. And so the excitement that she had, that big smile on her face when she came into the room, that's now turned to a frown. She's now sad and feels like she isn't heard. And yet this happens all the time. And if you're not aware of it, if you don't have the emotional intelligence, or if you're just not paying attention, you could miss it. And what will happen is eventually that relationship is damaged, and those two people might not be able to be friends. Let's take a look at it a little bit longer when the second actress starts to talk about what happened with her.
Hey girl! Hey Carrie! I have to tell you about something.
Tell me.
Max and I are going to Paris
No
and we're booking a
way.
flight next week on Friday. I'm so excited. Oh my god. And then we're going to
Oh my god, so remember when we went to Paris last month? It was so beautiful. Oh my god, it was so cool.
Okay, I'm stopping there. Now, this is something that happens on a regular basis. I've done it, probably you've done it. Someone sharing something and we hear a word. She heard Paris, and all of a sudden she remembered when she was in Paris and what an exciting time it was. Now, is that an acceptable thing to interject, to interrupt? People will do it to establish commonality. In other words, okay, I know I was in Paris too. It is exciting. How cool is that? So, first of all, the person is interrupting. They're definitely not demonstrating elevated listening. And again, elevated listening is giving someone that gift of your undivided attention. This role play does not demonstrate elevated listening in any regard. It demonstrates behavior traits that lead to dysfunction and broken relationships. So let's talk a little bit about what we see next.
Hey girl! Hey Carrie! I have to tell you about something.
Tell me.
Max and I are going to Paris
No
and we're booking a
way.
flight next week on Friday. I'm so excited. Oh my god. And then we're going to
Oh my god, so remember when we went to Paris last month? It was so beautiful. Oh my god, it was so cool. And we saw the Eiffel Tower sparkle. It was gorgeous. And remember Fred?
Okay, I'm stopping it right there. As she's talking about Paris and the Eiffel Tower, we see the other actress, her face is kind of just in a state of shock because she, I think, is thinking to herself, I can't believe this. I just got engaged. I didn't even get 5 minutes of excitement from my friend because now we're talking about my friend. So, what I want you to take away and what I want you to start being cognizant of are a few things. Let's go back to the beginning. When you have some news that is really exciting, I want you to remember it's exciting to you. That doesn't mean that any other person on this planet is going to be excited by what you have to share. What do I mean by that? Yesterday, this book was delivered. This book and this book, these are two new books that I'm super excited about. And absolutely no one is as excited as I am about this book. Why? I'm excited about this book because it's dedicated to my mother. She passed away a month ago. But there is no one who's excited about this book like I'm excited about this book. There's no one to share the excitement that I have. And I don't say that in a negative way. I'm just saying that's how life is. And the older we get, the less reliant we can be on other people being excited for us about things that are exciting to us, because people are excited for themselves. And when we do the work on ourselves, when we learn how to be an elevated listener, when we are coachable and open to feedback, that's when things start to change. That's when we realize we don't need that feedback from someone else. So if we go back to this role play, when Mary came into the room and she was all excited about what happened, about getting engaged, which is exciting. Her friend appeared to be excited for that moment, but then turned the whole thing around on herself. So if this situation had been carried out in a different way, and Mary came into the room and she said, I have some exciting news. I would like to take about 10 minutes of your time to tell you about it. Would that work for you? Now we're talking about putting out permission and asking for somebody to give you that time. If that is agreed to, that's a commitment now. That's a commitment for elevated listening so that Mary would be able to share about her engagement with her friend, listening and being totally present. So there was no asking for permission. There was just coming into the room. Then there was an expectation that the listener was going to be as excited as Mary was about what happened, and we didn't get that. So I want you to think about this. In addition to asking for permission, I want you to think about what happens if the other person doesn't show the reaction that you want them to have. So, as I gave an example, this book came last night. I've worked on this book. This is my biography of living with ulcerative colitis. Absolutely no one is as excited about this book as I am. No one. There's no one to share it with, and that's okay. I don't have any expectation because I've put out 8 other books and it's exciting to me. That's what I want you to remember, that whatever your news is, whatever your project is, it's about you being excited. It's about, this is your work. This is your promotion. This is your proposal. It doesn't have to be that someone else is happy for you. You have to be happy for yourself. Now, if you want to share it with someone, ask for permission. Would this be a good time to share some exciting news that just happened to me? I need about 10 minutes of your time. If you, the recipient, say, yes, I have the 10 minutes to give you, does that mean that you start reading your book? Oh, no, I'm listening. No, please go ahead. That's amazing. No, that's not acceptable. You have to be fully engaged and present. Does that mean that you have to show the level of emotion that the other person is showing? No, it doesn't. It means that you're fully present and listening. So after you share this news, I just got engaged, and the other person is listening. They don't say anything. Aren't you excited for me? Aren't you happy for me? You asked them to listen. You didn't ask them to evaluate. You asked them to give you the time to share. So set your expectations so that after the exchange between you and the other person, that you're able to walk away from that conversation feeling whole, feeling good about yourself and feeling good about the other person. Now, in this particular role play where there is no elevated listening taking place, we see the stage hogging where one person has to outdo the other person. What can happen in situations like this? And we're going to take a look at the role play again to the end. When one person is highly emotional and they want to share something like, I just got engaged, and the other person is listening and makes it about themselves, what can happen is people can start arguing. I was talking first. I had something to share with you. I just got engaged. Well, I got engaged and I'm getting married. And it goes back and forth, back and forth. Now it's a power struggle. Let's watch the role play again. It's just over a minute. Let's watch it to the end, and let's withhold any judgment we have about these actors.
Hey girl, hey Terry, I have to tell you about something.
Tell me.
Max and I are going to Paris, and we're booking
way.
a flight next week on Friday. I'm so excited, oh my god. And then we're going to
Oh my god, so remember when we went to Paris last month? It was so beautiful. Oh my god, it was so cool. And we saw the Eiffel Tower sparkle. It was gorgeous. And remember, Fred proposed to me. See the ring? Oh, it was so amazing.
Yes,
And
that's
I actually wanted to tell you. The story earlier, but you know, I never got to see you. And now that you're mentioning Paris, it's perfect. It's a perfect time to tell you that I'm getting married.
Yes,
It's
that's
amazing.
great.
And he proposed to me right on the Eiffel Tower. It was so romantic. And he hired a violin player. And it was, you know, I'm tearing up when I just think about it. We were over the roofs of Paris, and then there he was, and he fell to his knees and put out the ring, and he was, oh my god, it was the most beautiful.
Did you feel it? Did you feel the hurt? Did you feel the frustration? Did you feel the pain of the one actress wanting to continue with her information about getting engaged, and her friend would not let her have a word in edgewise? So this is an example, again, of ineffective pattern of communication. It's called stage hogging. where one person has to outdo the other person. It becomes a power struggle, and it absolutely leads to dysfunction and relationships breaking up. Many times people are in relationships where there is continuous stage hogging, and they feel so broken, they feel so insecure, they no longer even recognize how unhealthy this situation is. So what I want you to take away from this particular episode is, first of all, always, always, always ask for permission to speak. And you may say to yourself, well, that sounds really juvenile. It's not. We're talking about you being able to communicate to someone who's able to listen. Anybody can walk into a room and just start talking, and that doesn't mean there's anyone listening. And how do you feel? You feel sad. You feel unheard. But you set yourself up for that. You set yourself up because you didn't ask for permission. Every time you pick up the phone to make a phone call, how do you handle it? Hello, Sue. Thanks for answering the phone. I have something really exciting I'd like to share with you. It's going to take about 20 minutes. Is now a good time? No, it's actually not a good time. I'm doing XYZ, but it's really important. And now we're pushing ourselves. Who's it important to? It's important to you. It's not important to Sue, because whatever Sue's working on, that's what's important to Sue. So it's not a power struggle. It's about that you have something significant that you want to say, but Sue is not available to listen to you. So now what happens? Now you're angry because Sue doesn't have the time. But Sue actually gave you a gift. Sue's saying, I don't have the time to listen to you right now because I'm on a deadline. I'm on a project. If I were able to speak to you tomorrow, I can give you my undivided attention. But you want to tell her now because you're so excited. So we have to, after A, ask for permission, whether we like the answer or not. We've got to control our emotions. Whatever it is that you need to share, unless it is an absolute legitimate emergency, it can wait. If you are super excited, as I shared, obviously, that these 2 books came out yesterday, I had no one to share this celebration with. They were delivered from Amazon. I didn't need anyone to celebrate them with because I'm comfortable with myself. I know what it took to write these books, and I'm happy about it. If you just got engaged, that's really between you and your partner. You two are the ones who are going to be the most excited, maybe extended family members. That doesn't mean everyone's going to be excited for you. So I'm telling you this so you don't set yourself up to fail, so you don't set yourself up to be in pain. Now, once you have a commitment, Sue just made a commitment. I cannot speak with you now. I can speak with you tomorrow, and you come up with a time. Sue's giving you that gift. X number of time, 20 minutes to hear what you have to say. But you can't wait, can you? So you start dialing on your phone. You just call one person after another because you just got engaged. You can't hold this information. You put it on social media. You're not getting the comments that you want. Maybe start to say to yourself, how secure am I with myself? Because no matter who I go and tell, I'm not going to get the answer or the feedback that I want to get because I'm setting expectations that are not valid. So let's go through it again. Set up yourself for success by asking for permission. Is now a good time? When would be a good time? When's a better time? And then take the emotion and keep it in check, because pretty much across the board, no one is going to be as excited for something happening or as upset about something happening as you are. That doesn't mean that people are not going to have feelings, but everyone's going on their own journey and walking through things at their own time. And if you think about it, like right now, I'm on a television show. I don't know how many people are trying to reach me because I have Do Not Disturb on, but whoever is trying to reach me, it's important to them that they reach me. But for me, this is important that I'm here right now, completely committed to you to provide this information. So it's all about perspective. The next thing, and probably the most important thing I want you to take away from this, is when it comes to one-upping someone, why is it that we feel we have to shut the other person off by interrupting them, and then tell them something that we did that's more important, more special, more meaningful than what they did. We see it all the time. One person starts to tell a story about something and somebody else. In this particular role play, one person got engaged. The other person starts to remember when she got engaged. And oh, by the way, not only did I steal the stage from you after I interrupted you, but I'm one up from you because I'm getting married. Nothing positive came from that role play. And so what we're all about here is providing education and to give you tips to help you have better relationships and deeper connections. I recommend that you go pick up a copy of this book, not because I wrote it, but because there are testimonials in here. There are case studies in here, and there are actually 2 quizzes in here. You can see from the table of contents, there's lots of great information here. And the quizzes will allow you to figure out where are you in your listening journey. Are you a novice? Are you advanced? Are you close to being an expert? Take the quiz and find out. Buy the book, take the course. Thank you for your attention today. I look forward to seeing you again next Friday. Until then, remember, ask for permission, set boundaries, keep the emotion in check, and be good to yourself. Love yourself and believe in yourself. Bye for now. Thank you.